In your house, Hollywood in your house, hypocrisy's head in the clouds, curating all kind of loud, wrestling in front of the crowds, Paragon's holding it down, anybody can get it, Josh Joseph standing on his decisions, he is the voice, there is no choice, we as them boys, in your house making wrestling noise, moving fast just like cruiserweight action, in your house is the perfect distraction, pumpers in your ears when you in traction, get this work with some wrestling action, smoke.
What is up in your household? How are you doing? It is another Thursday where we talk AEW Dynamite. Yeah. Oh, it's a great one. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. And as you see, our fearless leader is not here. So when the cat is away, the mice will play. So get ready, strap in for this great episode that we got. We got OG Tony, as always. OG, how are you doing, my friend? How goes it?
I'm doing pretty well. Not doing too bad. Little bit of a stomach bug, but I'm hanging in there.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good to hear. Hey, real quick before we introduce our guest here, you ever listen to those Facebook reels where they're like it's like a morning radio show and they call people about second dates?
Uh, no, I don't think I've seen that.
Oh my God. So you said you had a stomach bug. While I was taking my daughter to her music lessons, when we were driving to drop her off at work, we were listening to one, and it was a story. This girl calls up and she wants a second date with this guy who's just the best thing in her life at the moment. But he hadn't called her for 10 days, and they went on a first date, and he made everything so amazing. But midway through their date at the picnic, they're eating all these foods, and she's like, we had a lot of olives, so I think that might have done it. But he got real red in the face and he jumped up and ran. And I was like, what's wrong? Well, the dude shit himself on the first date. And she was like, I don't care. Like, you were so sweet to me. Like, I was telling my daughter, I was like, if you ever find anybody who accepts you at your worst when you are shitting yourself, you scoop them up and you never let them out of your house again, because that is the person for you. So thank you for reminding me about that, Tony. I hope it's not that severe over there.
Oh no, that's not like that.
That's good. That's good. We won't have to call the nurse, Tony. We can leave you alone for the episode.
Yeah,
That's great, Tony. Let's introduce our guest, somebody you know very well,
Yes.
somebody I've been watching and I've seen come across the Facebook reels, like we've said, and their lives. It is Chris Gonzalez himself. How are you doing, my friend? How goes it?
Doing pretty good. Excited to finally be on here. Been a fan of your guys' stuff for a while. I met House probably about 4 or 5 years ago now, so it's
Yeah.
nice to finally be on here.
Is this your first in your house being on our show?
Yes.
Oh, no shit. Wow.
Yeah, for me it is.
They sent you me. Wow. Tony, I guess you did not advise him on this one. I would have negotiated a little bit. I would have got House, but you got me. So here we are. We're at a great show. We're happy that you said yes to this opportunity because, we have a House doing dad shit, which we all do. And you said, Tony said you immediately jumped at this opportunity. So Chris, I'm thankful that you joined us. And we got Glenn jumping in here. Who's these guys? Well, you'll get to know us, and don't worry about it, Glenn. Just stick around and talk.
Well, the reason Glenn said that is because Glenn's also a part of Gonzo Sports Room and Wrestling Room.
That's the Glenn. Okay. All right, Glenn, how goes it? Was he the Glenn I was busting balls with the other night?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
More likely.
Good. I like that. All right. So Chris, what's up with you, man? What is your role in your group? Tell the fans a little bit about yourself.
Well, the role in my group to me has changed a little bit. I was the one that first got the Gonzo's wrestling room, and it started as Gonzo Sports Room.
Yeah.
Started doing sports with my cousin and my best friend, and my friend ended up passing away of a heart attack, and then my cousin, life, he he started doing other things. So dad jumped in with me, and him and Marcus Fine have kind of took over like the booking part. I do more of the production and stuff. Dad kind of puts the shows together now a little bit more than where I used to do all that as well. So it's kind of became more of a team effort than just me by myself like it was at the beginning.
Yeah.
Which has been real nice, makes it a lot easier on me. But it's been a fun ride. We started from just doing shows. We've done over 100 and something independent full live shows. We just done one over the weekend that we just posted today. So yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, man, I remember flipping through Facebook and seeing you guys at shows and being like, I want to do what they're doing. So I found a way to get into the room, and I found my way through Howse. I was also doing my own thing, the Window Lickers Network, and I was a one man show doing everything, and so I know how that feels, man. But yeah, I also know how it feels to have a team behind you that you can fucking trust. That's the best feeling in
Oh
this,
yeah.
and that's great. And I love the relationship we're building with you guys. I know we stole Tony from you guys for a few hours on Thursday, but you know, he fits right in with us. He's like Papa Window Licker over there.
He's, he's one of them guys that I think fits in about everywhere.
I do too. I do too. You could put him in any century, and Tony's making friends with somebody.
Yeah.
You never know who it might be. It might be Caesar one day. You're just like, oh, Tony, yeah, I knew Caesar. Me and him used to kick it. Throw some Roman. What was their money? You probably know, Tony.
I have no idea.
I don't know either. I thought you might have had a couple of them in your pocket or something. You know, saving them too. But enough with the shenanigans. Let's get into some AEW Dynamite talk. Tony, let me ask you, because we've been very vocal about it for a few weeks now. We're insanely tired of seeing John Moxley start an AEW Dynamite show, and last week we got our present early. Tony said, "You know what, guys? I heard you loud and clear. Not going to do it." But then he's right back into it this week. How did that strike you? What were your feelings on seeing that? Chris, if you have any Mox feelings, let them out. Just let them out.
Yeah, for me, it wasn't a bad match, but it's just like just seeing so much Moxley. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of tuned out a little bit. I
Yeah,
was kind of like House on my phone sometimes, but it wasn't a bad match. I mean, all those guys can go. It's sad to me that a year ago, if you told me we was gonna get Moxley and Tashida in a match with a big match like that coming up on the pay per view, I'd be so excited. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not excited at all.
I know what you mean, man. It's insane to think that, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, because Chris knows when I first seen Tashida wrestle a couple years ago when he first came over from DDT. I called Chris. I said, "You got to check this guy out, man. This dude he's next level." And I think just being involved with the Don Callis family and then the feud with Moxley, I just kind of don't care. I hate to say that, but it'll be a good match on the pay per view, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think it will be too, but I'm there with you, man. It's like if a couple years ago, if I would have seen that card for that match specifically, I would have been texting my friends and marking out. But I seen it last night and I was like, well, what's Seinfeld do on this next episode? Like, and that's sad.
Yeah.
Chris, what are your thoughts on John Moxley in the AEW form that he is? Good or bad?
No, I agree with you guys. It's sad because, and Dad knows this. I was a big Moxley fan before he was Dean Ambrose. Like we saw him on the Independent some, and then when he was Ambrose in WWE, I was a big fan. And when he first went to AEW, I liked it, but then it turned into let's just bleed is what it turned into for a
Yeah.
long time. It was just like watching the same match over and over. And the match on last night, I didn't think it was a bad match, but I didn't think Claudio was it Castagnoli or however
Yeah.
what's his name now. I don't think he looks moves and looks as solid in the ring as he used to.
Really?
I don't know. I just didn't think he looked as solid. But to me, they didn't need the Don Callis family out there. Like that stuff to me took away from the match more than what it was adding. But yeah, Moxley though, to me, they got to change up something with him because it's like watching the same match almost every time.
Yeah.
Every time you watch him.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it starts out with him getting slapped before he goes out there, and then he goes out there, and then it's Moxley for 2 to 3 minutes, looking like somebody might get over on him, and then it's Moxley for the rest of the time. And the dude can go, and he can put on an entertaining match. I mean, I run across fans from him like you, Chris, from the indies, and then I run across fans who loved him as Ambrose and fans who love him as Moxley. But at the end of the day, like, this version of Moxley, it's an acquired taste. Like, it's not. I don't find it sustainable for much longer. I mean, honestly.
Well, I would think so, but I think Tony Khan maybe feel different
You're
because
probably right, and he writes the checks.
they just keep pushing him out there. I think he just needs to go away for a month or two. I think if he goes, I still think they missed the boat. And I've said this before. They should have had his group turn on him and turn him face, have him out for a month, and come back. And I think it would have been a completely new coat of paint. And I think he'd been ready to roll. But I think the format they've got going with him right now. And does anybody really care about the feud with him and Don Callis family? I don't.
I was over that months ago.
So,
Like, they
I
got
don't know.
that Don Callis family. I do like the whole work of it, but it's too much. Like, you have to center that even more. Like, I get that there's a lot of members in there and there's so many titles at AEW that you could go for, but every title picture, I don't need to see a member of the Callis family. I don't. Some are great entertainers and some are, let's just fucking move the fuck on from you because I'm tired of seeing it. We got the Juggalo jumping in here. Thanks for joining us. He's letting us know he heard JCW is going on tour in April with tapings in Los Angeles, Tempe, and Albuquerque. Well, that'll be good for JCW. I know their guy Vinny, he's in a bit of an online war with the construction worker. And it's kind of humorous to see him become the fucking mark, because if you go back and you watch what he said to him at the beginning of this, that motherfucker got hooked. So the construction worker hooked him and worked him over. So that's been a fun thing to ride down on. All right, so
real quick,
yeah, go ahead.
Question for you guys, if that's all right, is why is Moxley always the first match?
That's the same question.
That is the $1 million question on this show. We've been asking it for weeks now.
I would say for the last 3 months, say the last 10 shows, he's been the first match, at least 8 of them.
Yeah, you're 100 on that one. I would say that's even a conservative guess on that one, because the only one I can remember is last week. And maybe it's just because it was last week, but I don't remember him not starting a show for at least 2 months now.
Yeah, and also if he doesn't start the show, it's members of his family start the show. So I mean, it's been that way probably 3 months. I mean, maybe 4 months. If it's not Moxley, it's Moxley's group.
But at some point, though, who sits back and listens to what the fans are saying? Because we're not the only ones saying this. I hear this on a lot of podcasts that specifically talk about AEW. I mean, they praise Moxley for what he can do, but it's too much of repetition. Like, it's way too much. And that's a way to take certain wrestling fans and they go somewhere else. They'll find something else. And fans, if you're looking for other things, I'm telling you right now, MLW is kicking it off. JCW, they got some great storylines going on there. I know it's all said to be a bunch of clowns over there just because ICP started it, but JCW, in my world, they're a respected promotion. I like a lot what they do. They're no MLW, but they are JCW. So go check out all those guys if you're interested into something different for your wrestling palette. Okay, so the Death Riders. I guess we're still rocking that. I guess we're rocking the Death Riders and Don Callis, the fam. All right, let's jump into what happened next because I think this is something a little more exciting for us. We had the Women's World Tag Champion and TBS Champion Willow Nightingale and CMLL Women's World Champion. How do you say her name?
Persephone.
Persephone.
Yeah, it's a name.
Yeah, it is a very unique name. But they met before their match. Renee Paquette was backstage with both of them. Ahead of their one-on-one match, Nightingale, she does what she normally does. How could you hate Willow on your screen? I mean, honestly, she's a gem. She understands the assignment and really puts herself out there. Here's my question to you guys, though. Are you missing Monet yet?
No,
You're not missing
I'm not.
Mercedes yet. Okay.
No, but I think she's going to be back soon, and I think it'll be good for the division. But I mean, no, not really. I mean, maybe the divisions. I think they got plenty of women in the division. I don't
They
think
do.
they know how. They don't know how to. They don't know how to book them. I think that's the biggest problem. So technically, they may be missing Mercedes.
I mean, and that's a fair assessment on that one. I agree with you there. Chris, do you have an opinion on do you miss Mercedes Monet yet?
I don't, but I'm not the person to ask because I'm not a big Mercedes Monet fan. So she could be gone for a while, and I wouldn't be the one that would start missing her. just
All right.
just
I
to get
love
off.
the honesty. No, the honesty is beautiful on this network. Here's why I do miss her, because I want this Willow match. I want her, Mercedes and Willow, to just go at it. I need 3 weeks of story building and then a big blowout match at a pay-per-view, whatever you wanted. You want to give it to me on a Dynamite, I'll accept it and I'll eat it and I'll enjoy every moment of it. But to me, Willow she's not at the peak of her career because there's so much career left, but she is on the toll road to get to that peak. And I'm glad that we're here to witness it. AEW, honestly, I think right now for the next 2 years is a great fit for her. It's going to let her build up her own base even bigger. And then the WWE, they have to come a knocking. I mean, they have to be salivating when they see her in a ring.
I don't think she'll ever go WWE.
You don't think so? Ever?
I think she's real. They'd have to really mess it up because she's really loyal to AEW. She loves it there. So I think I don't think that. And plus, I think Tony would match any offer because I think he knows what he's got with her. But I am going to have Chris chime in for a second because he had an interesting take on Willow.
Okay.
And I want to see what you thought about it because I know I'm a big Willow fan too. Her personality is great. I think just she lights up a screen. I think she's very good. But Chris, of course, he's not seen her a lot. And I wanted to see what you thought of what Chris told me last night.
Yeah, I like her. I think she like agree with you guys. She can be a big star, but I personally kind of think that she's trying to wrestle a style, maybe a style that doesn't fit her as well. With her look, I think she could be more like the powerhouse, like going at people. Where she's kind of doing a lot of high flying stuff. Where I think if she took out some of that high flying stuff, it might come off a little bit more solid. Because I was really impressed with that Persephone in that match as well. I thought both them women were real good.
Oh yeah.
I just think maybe with her look and her attitude, just maybe a style change in the way she was working for me, might have came off a little bit better.
You know, if she stuck to more, let's say, Taz style wrestling with the suplexes, the power bombs, and stuff like that, and only going up top when you desperately need to, um, I could see that even making her a more solid wrestler. So I see what you're saying there. Yeah. I mean, there are some moments, especially when she's working with certain women and they try to do the fast paced stuff. You kind of see a stutter in her steps. You see her maybe not be able to get a full rotation as someone else may have. So I can see where you're coming from with that. Well, if we see her at the Squared Circle Expo, we should bring it up to her. Be like,
Well, the other thing, and this is one thing that Kevin Nash, I know you're not a huge fan of Kevin Nash anymore, but one thing that he did bring up about some of the bigger wrestlers is that they don't need to, and I kind of agree with this. Not as much in this match because Persephone was pretty strong and pretty good size herself, so it didn't bother me as much. But sometimes I think, and not just not Willow, other wrestlers on both WWE and AEW, sometimes they bump for the smaller wrestlers too much.
yeah,
You,
yeah,
you know what I mean? I mean, if you're big and strong, a little person shouldn't be able to hit you with one punch and you go down.
yeah.
So and I think she can fall into that category a little bit because I know Kevin Nash got on to I'm going to forget her name, uh, Rodriguez for WWE.
Oh,
Uh,
Raquel.
yeah, and he talked to her and she changed her style a little bit. She started using wrestling more like a big wrestler, and I think it helped her because you've seen her. She's had a big rise in the last 6 months.
Yeah,
So, but I think the big thing for Willow is I think she can do whatever she wants because her personality just jumps off the screen. At least it does for me. It
No,
just
it
jumps off the screen.
no, she's definitely got that personality that can be digested by any age of any fan of wrestling, uh, and I think that's why I speak very highly of her because I see those things. I see the ability that she does have, and Chris, I'm gonna be with you 100% on that. I think I was even thinking it last night. She kind of reminds me of Taz in certain moments, but then she does go off on a different type of move, like an Eddie Guerrero type move. And you're like,
yeah.
whoa, 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 we don't need that. We need more. Give me some Germans in a row, something like that. So yeah, I agree with you on that one. That's a good take, man. I enjoy that. Um, so we had the interaction backstage as always. And then we had, what was it? Kyle Fletcher and Don Callis talk to MJF.
Yeah.
Backstage, Callis was firing up Fletcher when MJF he just walked by like he always does. We always see that. Where were you on this interaction, Tony? Is this a match you're wanting to see?
Yeah, but I think what Fletcher I think Fletcher, I know he's a pretty good heel. I think he could be a massive babyface. And I think if you take, I don't think this is a match that I want to see with him and MJF right away. But
Ah,
I think but I think if you have him turn and get Moxley and the Callis family away from each other, and you have Kyle Fletcher take on the Callis family one by one by one by one over the next 6 months to a year, and him destroy the Callis family, and then he would be such a big baby face, and then he goes after MJF, or who I don't know. Osprey may be the guy to take out
Ocean
MJF, but
Spray? You think
yeah, but
Ocean Spray is going to do it?
I think they're heading for that big match overseas in England. I think that's what they're targeting if he's healthy. But I do, yeah, I think he could be a big star for this company. I mean, a major star. So he's got the wrestling ability. He's getting better on the mic. He's a lot better on the mic than he was 6 months ago. So I think he could be a major face.
I don't understand why they want him on the mic if he's with Don Callis.
Sure.
This is Cyrus the Virus. This is the guy who can talk for you. This is your Timu Heyman. This is like we let him fucking talk for him. Chris, where are you at with the possibility of seeing Kyle Fletcher and MJF going at it?
Oh, I'd be excited to see the match, but I kind of agree with what Dad was saying. I think it'd be better if Fletcher was a face
Yeah.
going into the match. I think it'd be better for a bigger build that way. But yeah, because I was real impressed with Fletcher and Speedball last night. So I'd definitely like to see Fletcher and MJF go at it. But I think you have to find a way to get Fletcher, build him up as a big face, and
Yeah.
you can really get that pop out of that match.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think he should do exactly what you're saying, Tony. That's an easy way to build him up. Let him take on all the Callis family, and then then you let MJF be his natural self, be the heel that we all love.
Yep.
I mean, he's the bastard. He's our bastard. He's great. I love everything MJF is doing and has done. In my opinion, he's like Willow. He can do no wrong. I enjoy a lot of what MJF does, but I do also enjoy what Kyle Fletcher does. Again, I don't need him on a mic. Don't need him. I just need him to do a smaller statue, Davy Boy Smith attitude with amazing, like his moveset is just Kyle Fletcher. That's all I can liken it to. Because to me, if I name like, oh, he's kind of like Eddie, I feel like I'm disrespecting Kyle Fletcher. Because, yeah, can he get up on a top rope like Eddie? Yeah, but when Kyle Fletcher does a frog splash, it's completely different than Eddie's. When he does a snap suplex, it's completely different than Dean Malenko's. So I'm thinking Kyle Fletcher for me, and this is for me alone, man. I think his movesets are something I'm going to be comparing to the up and comers. Like when I talk about somebody new, I'm going to be comparing them to Kyle Fletcher's moveset if that's the role they're trying to do. And so that brings us into the match you were enjoying there, Chris. The Kyle Fletcher, who was the champion, versus Speedball Mike Bailey. We've had some comments about Speedball for the past couple of weeks. Again, the dude can go in a ring, but if he does not change himself overnight, he is never getting me behind him. Fuck it. That mullet drives me nuts. And the fact that he looks like a trailer park meth dealer just drives me even more nuts. He blows me away, man. But he does so great in a fucking ring. He can fucking go in a ring. Where were your guys' thoughts on this match? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Give me some highlights.
Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, to me, this was the match of the night. I really enjoyed the match. I thought both guys looked real good. Speedball Bailey's kicks, especially there at the beginning, I thought looked real good. He was laying them in real nice. I do kind of agree with you. He could change his look a little bit. That would help him. But yeah, I was real impressed with the ring work. The only thing I didn't like, I didn't think you needed the interference at the end. I didn't like the ending of the match. I loved the match. Like I said, I thought it was the match tonight, but I thought the interference at the end kind of took away from it. I didn't think you really needed that. And then plus when he went to go hit him with the belt there at the end, if you noticed, he whiffed with the belt. He went back too soon. He whiffed with the belt. I was like, you got to make that look a little bit better. Yeah. But no, I thought it was a real good match. I just thought the ending, you had them two guys going at it, and you had the crowd all hype, and I just think doing the interference like that just kind of cut its feet out from under it.
Chris, since you're a bigger WWE fan, correct?
Yes.
When it comes to AEW and WWE, do you think AEW, from the finishes you've seen, do you think that they fumble their finishes for a lot of their matches? Yeah.
Yes, I do. And yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I'm in the WWE a little bit more than AEW. And when AEW first started, I was a real big you can ask that, I was a real big AEW.
Yeah, that's what he was telling me before you got on.
For a while, and then it just kind of fizzed off for me. And a lot of that's just because I don't think they build the storyline, build a lot of storylines correctly, and a lot of that is because of what you just said, because you fumble endings, and then it messes things up.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And I hear that a lot too from fans who give both promotions like a shot. They say, I honestly don't even want to see the end of an AEW match because they fumble the endings so badly. And we've talked about that, Tony. We talked about their what, three to four pile drivers, and then the final pile driver is the one that really ends it. Well, why didn't the first one end it? It's the same fucking move. But we digress. And they have been changing the way they're trying to deliver stories. And I think for me, the Kyle Fletcher story, when he came back, I like the story. I like the way they're writing for him. I will agree with you, Chris. Endings of AEW matches, especially this one, it's like, what are you doing? Who's writing this? Like, did somebody just be like, oh, it's 5 minutes till I clock out. Let me finish this story, the ending up.
That sounds good.
Yeah, exactly. We'll write it off tomorrow. Tony, what was your thoughts on this match, and where are you at with Mike Bailey?
Yeah, I really like the match. Bailey reminds me of Ricochet a little bit in WWE. Ricochet's got a lot more character than in AEW. I still don't, a lot better than in AEW. But yeah, that's who Speedball reminds me of a little bit. And he got on the mic during the show, and it was just horrible. So, but he had a hell of it was a good match. It was a very good match. I agree with you on the ending, and what even makes that ending worse, if you guys remember, well, Chris wasn't watching at the time, but you was, when they had the big tournament. I forget what they call it now.
The Continental Classic.
Yeah, Continental Classic. Mike Bailey actually pinned Fletcher during that tournament.
Yeah.
Cleanly. So now you're telling me that Kyle Fletcher needs 3 guys to beat Speedball Mike Bailey. So to me, that even makes it worse. If you follow the product, that even makes it worse.
Yeah.
So to me, at least. But yeah, it was a strong match. It was good. I agree with you. It could have had a better finish, but like you said, and people, it's sad because I think finishes. What do you usually remember? You remember the finish.
Yeah.
So if your finishes are not good, I mean, the first 10 minutes can be great, but if your finish is shit, it's going to hurt the match. It's going to kill people. Not going to remember it. So they need to do a better job with that. I agree.
Let me pitch this to you. What if those guys came out and Fletcher stopped them and then was like yelling at him like, no, I got to finish this by myself, all that. So he's holding those guys off, and then he does whatever move he wants to do to finish off Speedball. And for me, that would make because they rode that victory Speedball had over Fletcher. They rode that a while for Speedball. They brought it up multiple times when he was on camera and things like that. So to me, that's building off of that story. So then it evens it up for him 1-1 for clean victories. Now Fletcher, I mean, I get you're in the Callis family, but you don't have to use them for everything. Like, I don't know. It's weird to me. It's weird how they run factions.
It goes back to what everybody would complain about with I won't forget the name of it, with Roman Reigns.
Bloodline.
Yeah. With Roman Reigns, like every match, you knew that somebody was going to interfere. He could never win. He was never going to win a match clean. So it kind of goes back, and everybody was complaining about that, and that's kind of about the same thing that's going on here.
Yeah, and I honestly don't understand why Tommaso didn't get another match. Like, that was such a good match with him and Fletcher. Why wouldn't you give us another one of those? Because like that's Ciampa's fucking MO, man. Like he wants silvery, whatever Fletcher was calling it. Now it's pinky. He wants that title.
That's one thing that I think that Tony Khan suffers from. He don't know how to book his stars to lose. I think he thinks if they lose, it weakens them, and that's not always the case. But I think he, he don't want to get he don't have he don't have a lot of big feuds. I mean, how many? I mean, I know we had a great feud with. Of course, I'm gonna have my brain fart right now and not be able to say the name. Well, MJF's had several feuds with guys, but of course, looking at my list here, and I don't think I've got them down. Uh, Brody King, but the guy that Brody King's wrestling right now,
Swerve.
him and Swerve and Hangman had an epic feud,
Oh yeah.
maybe the best feud of all time in AEW. So I wish that they would follow that and have more feuds.
I do too. I do too. Because their story writing on when they're trying to build up a feud is piss poor, man. I could get a bunch of kindergartners to come up with better storylines sometimes. But yeah. Speaking of Brody King, he had a squash match. It really did not last very long, and he did
No,
what
no.
what Brody King does. He comes out and destroys. But that's not what we're talking about this match. What we're talking about is, well, AEW had their own masked man in the crowd this night, and it was that of Swerve Strickland. And let me say this was a very impactful moment. We had the famous Brody King doing the lynching over the ropes with Swerve. We had the chain get broke. We had this is the first time I've seen Swerve have what looked like fear in his eyes when he seen what Brody was capable of. Let me ask you guys, where were your thoughts on this? I know this is another promotion doing the masked man gimmick, but to me, this felt a little different. What were your guys' thoughts on this? And did it pique your interest for the match coming up?
Yeah, it did for me because the feud I think could be really well. This is a perfect example. Brody King and Swerve, to me, should have a 3 to 4 month feud. I mean, they should go at it for a while because I mean, I don't think Swerve is in the title picture right now. I just don't think he is. Not saying he shouldn't be, but I don't think he is. So this would be a perfect thing. And I think if these dudes wrestle 4 or 5 matches, I think that they could build both guys, especially Brody.
Yeah.
So that's where I think they need to go. But yeah, I like the segment. I thought it was pretty good. I thought Brody needed it because Swerve had got him pretty good. If he'd have got him again, I don't know that I would have been interested in this match. But I'm looking forward to this match on Sunday. So yeah,
Yeah.
I like the segment.
Yeah, I thought this really hyped up that moment that we needed for this match, in which we're looking at it from both guys' perspectives, and both guys can fucking go. But who's going to have the extra in their tank? Chris, give us your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, I really liked this segment. Actually, on my notes was build up was well done. I thought they done exactly what they wanted to do to build up that match for this Sunday.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it shouldn't be a one off match. Though. It needs to be a 2 or 3, 4 match series and with some kind of big blowout at the end. But yeah, I thought the segment was well done, even with like you saying using the masked man like another company's been doing. But to me, it didn't come off like as like a copycat. It had its own feel to it.
Yeah.
So that was one of the reasons
Yeah.
that I enjoyed it. And I mean, it got me interested in that match on Sunday. So I thought it was well done.
Dude,
I
go
do have
ahead.
a question. Could we use a different color mask? Why does everybody have to use black mask? Is that the only color mask that they can?
Well,
You want to come out like all red, like a red sweatsuit, a red mask?
Anything would be better. It's both shows all the time. It's always black mask.
well, here's my question. Both promotions work with luchador Mexican wrestling companies, correct?
Yep. Yep.
So why aren't they doing luchador masks? Like it's a change. It's a little something different. You're cross promoting. You're doing some things like that. I mean, hell, to me, this one, the way Swerve did it was more realistic than the way WWE's doing it, because we did not see a long moment of a guy in a mask. What we seen was a fan all of a sudden,
Jump the
a
bear.
mask. Yeah. And then there was an attack, and then the mask came off. It wasn't drawn out. It wasn't anything like, it was like quick. It's like what you would do if you seen a motherfucker at a gas station when you're driving by and you're like, that motherfucker owes me 500 bones. And guess what? I'm going to go get it, but I don't want to get caught.
I'm getting
I'm
my
just
money
saying.
back today.
It had a more realistic feel for me. And I think that's what they're going for with this feud. And I think that's why it's drawing us in, because there is a sense of realism that these two give this match that's coming up. But again, I'm with you guys. I want it drawn out. I need 5 matches of this. Hell, make it tournament style if you need to. Whoever gets the third win, they're the champion. Walk away. You don't get a title. You're just a champion of beating another badass's ass. So that in itself is up both these guys' alley. But let's jump into an alley where nobody likes to go, and that's an alley that contains Darby Allin. And we go on to a tag match. The Dogs, War Ready, Gabe Kidd, and David Finlay defeat Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy. Okay. First question. Are we Orange Cassidy fans?
Yeah, I wasn't at one time, but I am.
I'm an Orange Cassidy fan. Are you guys liking this partnership that they're doing with him with multiple different people, but completely opposite personalities of him? Because
Yeah,
that seems to be the gimmick they're running with him right now.
I think it's good for him because he was one of those guys for a long time that opened the show. He
Yeah.
was the guy that had the first match, and they got burnt out, and then he got hurt and he went away for a while. So he's came back, and they're doing this, and I think it's working for him. Okay, Darby's the one I kind of worry about. I'm not feeling Darby Allin at all. But I think that's more on him and Tony Khan because I think they're just worried about having him taking big bumps. And
Well, if you ask him, people they don't want to see him do chain wrestling. And when you sent me that, Tony, if you were at my work, you would have seen me throw shit because I was like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? This is what me and Tony have been talking about with you. Well, that's what we want to see.
Well, that's how I got to like Darby Allin because I didn't care for him at first. Then I seen he could wrestle. So I don't need to see him take killer bumps every match.
No.
I mean, save that for a pay-per-view or save that for a special moment. You don't need to do that all the time. So, but when I seen that too, I said I got to send that to Josh because it pissed me off. Yeah, nobody wants to see me wrestle a match. They want us to do crazy shit. That's exactly what he said.
He's not watching us, Tony, because we've been yelling about that for weeks now.
I think that's the problem with some of the younger talent that's coming in, not just I'm not saying just AEW, but just wrestling in general is they think like that. Oh, the fans just want to see me do something crazy. They don't care about real wrestling fans. They want to see you work in the ring. Like that's why we watch. That's what gets us drawn. Where the big spots are cool, but you can only do so many big spots like that.
Yeah. I mean, Tony, that one match that he had where he took that staircase shot.
Oh God.
Me and you talked about that on this show for a good minute because and I get it all the time. Fans will reach out and they're like, why are you so down on him? Because this is up your alley. You're an ECW guy. And I always have to go to him and be like, go watch a solid month of ECW televised stuff and then tell me that they are not writing captivating storylines. I was like, I'll even give you a month to watch and tell me that storyline doesn't make you want to be like, they have to finish. I have to know what the end of this story is.
That's why ECW was so great. Because they had the wow factor and the stuff that you didn't expect, but they also had the storylines that kept you coming back to wanting to see more.
Exactly. And I was a huge fan of Mikey Whipwreck. And when he first came in ECW and he was just that chain wrestling young guy who was doing it. But then when he went away and he came back as the Mikey Whipwreck that a lot of people fell in love with, that to me was such a dramatic change, and his style didn't have to change that much. It went more uh, I would say more Japanese style wrestling. But still he didn't do big things all the time. When he was younger, he did big things all the time, being thrown through things. It's almost like Spike Dudley back in the day. Spike could wrestle
Yeah.
and he was good at it too. But for some reason, people just WWE took it over, and it was just throw Spike as high as you can and watch him land. But ECW, they wrote a story. They had him be the most insane Dudley, so insane that he got kicked out of the Dudley family. That's insane to me. To get kicked out of that family, you have to be doing some fucked up shit.
And the guys that most people consider like the best of all time or greatest workers of all time, they aren't guys that just do big spots. They're all guys that they might have done some crazy stuff on their way up and through the business, but it wasn't all about just doing those big spots.
Yeah.
Well,
And I
remember,
would love if he transitioned over to just wrestling.
remember Mick Foley. Ric Flair said he was nothing but a stuntman at one time. But Mick Foley was a lot more than a stuntman. Mick Foley
Oh yeah.
had great characters. So I mean, but he didn't. He took a lot of bumps that he's paying for now.
Yeah.
Something that Darby Allin should take a look at. Do you want to, in another 10 years? Do you want to be in the shape Mick Foley's in?
And
Yeah.
Darby Allin's frame's built a lot different than what a Mick Foley frame is
Oh,
too.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, there's not a lot of cushion there on a
yeah,
Darby
Darby
Allin
Allin
frame.
at all.
Yeah, and don't take Ric Flair's path either, there, Darby, because then you'll be shitting yourself on a bar stool, and no one will give a shit about your championships. So, all right, so we jump into after that, we jump into the match that Tony, I'm going to say this was my favorite match of the night. It was Willow Nightingale defeating. How do you say it again?
Persephone.
Persephone. The way it's wrote out is like
Yes.
Persephone. And I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
Persephone. Okay, so she went against Persephone. Willow defeated her, retained her TBS title. Guys, give me some thoughts on this one. Where were you at? I know we touched on Willow Nightingale earlier and Persephone earlier, but let me know about the match and where you guys are.
Yeah, I really like the match too. You know how I feel about Willow. I think she's fantastic. Could be a major star, whether it was in AEW or WWE. But Persephone impressed me. I know she wrestles in C-Mill, but yeah, I hadn't seen much of her stuff. I think I just seen a little clip before this, but she really impressed me in this match. I kind of hate it for C-Mill, and hey, they're getting exposure, so I understand. But it was both champions, titles not on the line, and she ate the pin. I think that kind of sucks for that promotion, but I think the promotion's looking at, look, we're getting seen on American TV, national TV, getting a lot of views. This loss is not going to kill us. So I guess I understand, but yeah, I think Persephone made her name for herself. I actually think she is signed with both promotions. I think she's signed with AEW, and she's also signed with C-Mill. So she's signed with both companies at the same time right now. I don't know how big a deal is, but I think she
I
is.
like that. I like that. I mean, if you can get double contracts, sign it up, man. That's like Bo Jackson levels right there. Deion Sanders. I love that. Chris, where were you at on this match and your thoughts overall?
Yeah, this was my second favorite match of the night. It was right up there with the Fletcher and Bailey match for me. I agree that Persephone. I thought she really stood out in that match as well. I had never really seen her. I thought her strikes looked good.
She
Looked like
was
she
on
was really hitting it. It looked real, like
Yeah.
like you want it to. And of course Nightingale. We've already talked about how good she is. Yeah, I thought it was a real solid match. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree with you guys on this one. I thought it was a great one. And I honestly, I hope it brings more of this type of competition, because this is women's wrestling in a package.
Real quick, Persephone over the weekend, I think it was this past weekend, got the C-Mill title, women's title, by pinning Mercedes over in
Oh,
Mexico. So she just got that title. She had lost that title to Mercedes, and she just got it back.
That's
So
awesome.
I think this happened. I think it was this past weekend. If not, it was the weekend before.
So she must be a pretty big
Yeah,
one of their pretty big stars in the other league, the female.
yeah.
Yeah, that that sounds awesome. Uh, hopefully that brings Persephone a little more time on AEW's TV time. That'd be a fun time. Okay, so we went into. Did they show the Champa and Briscoe speaking,
Uh,
or did they just go into the trios match after that?
I think they just went into the match.
I think I'm. That's what I'm starting to read, but I couldn't remember. Uh, yeah. So let's just discuss the match. We'll go into that. So Tommaso Ciampa and the AEW Tag Team Champions (FTR) uh, with Big Stoke. You gotta love Big Stoke. They defeated them Bucks.
I love the pimped out wheelchair.
Yeah, I do too.
yeah,
And you know what? For all this match is, I love the fact that they switched up the name from Young Bucks to Dumb Bucks just for this match. I like that.
yeah.
Real quick, guys, what are your thoughts on both teams and the match overall?
It was a AEW match. It was a Young
Yeah,
Bucks match. I mean,
yeah,
it's not bad. It's just not something I want to see all the time. When you if the Young Bucks are in a match, this is what you're gonna get. So
yeah.
most of the time, it wasn't bad though. It was good. The crowd loved it. I mean, it's. I'm never gonna say the Young Bucks are terrible because they're not, but it's just not my cup of tea. But
Yeah.
it delivered. I mean, it delivered for the crowd there. So
And sometimes that's seems to be the most important thing.
yeah,
Yeah. Chris, what were your thoughts?
Basically about the same. I'm
Yeah.
not. Dad knows this. I'm not a big young Bucks guy at all. But because of what he just, I feel like if you watch one Young Bucks match, you've watched almost all of them because it's a lot of the same stuff. But it was entertaining. I enjoyed it. It's just not really my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Uh, to me, if they would slow down just like one tick, if you just slow down one tick, I think it would even bring more people in because you got to let stuff breathe a little bit
Yeah.
sometimes. And in that match, nothing was breathing.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's entertaining. I understand why people like watching it, but I just think it could bring out a little bit more if you don't have to slow it way down just because sometimes it looks like they're trying to go too fast.
Yeah. No, I hear you on that one because I got a friend who he's not really into wrestling. He was into it in the 90s, but then got completely out of it. And I've slowly gotten him into it. And for some reason, he's drawn to AEW. And he told me last night, he's like, I've seen the Young Bucks a couple times now. And it's like every match they have, I want the match to take some Ritalin. So they slow the fuck down. And I was like, yeah, I
yeah.
know exactly what you mean on that. And you're right. That's a very good point. If the Bucks would just slow down a tick, and that's all it would take, their matches would be even more digestible to the average fan. All right. So I guess MJF and Adam Page's press conference turned into a brawl.
So that turned into a brawl quick.
Yeah, Hangman's ready for this Texas death match, which it's pretty much he should just get it tattooed on his chest. I've seen him in so many Texas death matches. I don't even think Texas has any type of penalties for these matches, but they should because they're all over with Page. But where are you guys at on this one? Are you guys excited for this big world title match? And if you are, give me some predictions. Who you think's walking away with this title?
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think the way they booking it though, I don't think Hangman's going to win. I think he's going to
Yeah,
lose,
doesn't
and I
seem
think
like it.
that's a bad. Look how it worked out for Cody, guys. You're not allowed to challenge for the championship again, and that really hurt Cody in AEW. I worry for Hangman doing this if he does lose, but I don't think he's going to win. I think he's going to lose
Is the stipulation he can't challenge for the championship again, or as long as MJF is champion
Again.
again.
again? Oh, yeah, That's a rough stipulation.
Yeah, and then
Look,
you make
look,
it a Texas death match, so there's no DQ. You're like, how do you get out of this corner?
yeah,
Really, the only way you can get out of the quarter is to have Hangman win. But I agree with you with what that's. I don't think Hangman's going to win. I think MJF's going to win, and I don't watch AEW as much as you guys do. But yeah, that you're right. They're kind of booking themselves into a corner the same way they did with Rhodes.
Yeah, and it's not a good thing. And Tony, you brought this up when it was first announced, and we've been keeping up on it. But the fact that you're going to put yourself in that corner, and then on the opposite side, if you do pull the trigger and give it to Paige, you're taking all the momentum you've just built with MJF and 4 other people. Like there's people gunning for him still. Yeah, maybe Swerve and Brody King are in their thing, but in the back of both of their minds, they want that title shot. They want to get back at him. And I hope it gets us into a point to where we're looking at a multi-man match for the title against MJF at some point.
yeah. Unless the MJF's got something planned where he's getting to go away to shoot a movie or something. That could be a possibility. But I agree with you. Right now, AEW has really built momentum. Like you said, they've been up in the ratings. They've been selling out, even though the arena's not super big, but they were having trouble selling out 3,000 people. Now they're selling out 3,000 people again. They were having trouble doing that a year ago. So, I mean, they definitely have momentum on their side. So I would be afraid to take that. And that momentum started when MJF came back. It really did. If you stop and look, that's when it kind of came back. So, yeah, I think the right move is for MJF to win. I just don't like the booking of Hangman not being able to challenge ever again.
Yeah.
If just as long as MJF had the belt, that'd be fine.
See, yeah, and I think that's where they should have went with it. But we got Fighting's One jumping in, and he's got the opposite. He's thinking they're going to put Hangman over, and he thinks MJF wants a good feuding partner to go back and forth with, and Hangman has proven that he can be that guy.
The only problem with that is, and I don't necessarily disagree, but where do you go after a Texas Death Match? What kind of match you gonna have after that? I mean, it should have been a different match if you're gonna have a long feud with them too. Is what I'm saying. You rush yourself to a Texas Death.
You use the Texas Death Match at the end
Yeah. No, I agree with you guys on that sentiment, because that is the marking of that match specifically, is to end a feud. This is the death match. This is where we end it. Exploding ring match. See?
Exploding ring match.
I like that, Fightings.
They tried that before and it didn't work out too good.
Yeah, they also did the Inferno ring. WWE actually kind of made that better. Sabu and the Sheik, they almost died in the middle of that ring.
Exploding match that AEW did not work out. So I would stay away from that.
Well, real quick before we wrap it up and get you guys off so you can get prepared for your show, do you think, though, that they could be replacing, remember the CM Punk MJF feud? What if they're replacing Punk with Paige? And then from here we could go to the dog collar match.
Yeah, you could do a dog collar.
I mean, honestly, if I was going to do that, though, I would have done dog collar, then death match. Again, death match is the final match of that. All right, guys. So let's rate this off. We'll do the 10, 1 through 10 scale. Where are you guys at with this episode of Dynamite?
I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
7.5, good score.
That's pretty funny, Chris. That's about right where I was at. I'd go with 7.5.
Yeah.
I thought it was the first. I'll be honest. This is one of the first AEW shows I've watched, especially a full show. I'll watch a match. I'll be flipping through, maybe watch a match here and there. I like MJF. He is the one thing of AEW I do like. So if I can catch him, I'll catch him quite a bit. But But no, I thought it was a solid. I thought it was a decent show, solid show. I'd give it right around a 7. There is my one complaint, and WWE has it too. Too many damn commercials, especially when you're doing commercials with the playthrough, and then it's like a minute later, then you're going off to show full screen commercials. It's like if we're doing playthrough commercials, we shouldn't have to have as many of the other ones. But it seemed like there was a lot of commercials in that broadcast.
Yeah, I agree with you.
What I wish they would do, I think they should front load the commercials, and I think every main event, the last match, should be commercial free. That you could free up 15 or 20 minutes, so at least your main event is your prime thing. They did that on, well, I think SmackDown. They did that last week with Cody and Drew.
Yeah.
Last 20 minutes was. I think that they should start doing all shows like that. Hey, the last 20 minutes of the show is going to be commercial free, and that's where we have our main event. I think it'd make it a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah. Well, I remember during the Monday Night Wars, that's what they did. Your main event if it had maybe one commercial interruption, but they would still do picture in picture off to the side. You got to keep watching. So yeah, I'm there with you guys on that one. I'm tired of all the commercials and all that. Like, and if you're going to do it differently. You can, it's 2026. We can do commercials differently, guys. We definitely can. There's a whole new way to do it. But speaking of new ways to do things, we did this show a little different with a special guest. So this is where we give on In Your House our guests their moment to shine and let everybody know where they could catch you and all the things you're doing out there, Chris. So go ahead.
All right, you can catch us basically about every day of the week, other than Fridays, and sometimes Saturday, Sunday. But now we're back out on the road doing independent wrestling shows again. So you'll see a lot of us on Saturdays. But Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, we have our independent wrestling show, GWR. We cover it. Indiana, Kentucky, basically all independent wrestling, but mainly Indiana and some Kentucky. Then on Thursdays we have our pro wrestling show, Facer Hill Pro Wrestling Talk. That's at 8:00 on Thursdays. We'll be just here in a few minutes after this show. And then if you're a sports fan, we do a lot of sports stuff. Tuesdays and Thursdays we have Gonzo Sports Room. That's at 10:00 Eastern. Talk all different sports. A lot of NFL, baseball, NBA are probably the main three, but we talk UFC. We talk a lot of UFC and wrestling because I'm a combat sports guy. I'm a big amateur college wrestling fan as well. And then on Wednesday nights we have the hot seat with OG Tony, where we just talk a little bit of everything. It's always a good time. So, but yeah, you can find us on all social media at Gonzo Sports Room.
Awesome,
And
I love it.
Have me on tonight.
Oh man, the pleasure's all ours. In Your House, House has been throwing your name out there for a few weeks when we've had some guests or some co-creators that were busy, and I'm glad we got this opportunity to get you on and the fans to see a little bit more of what Gonzo's out there throwing at us. Speaking of that, to OG Tony, you know what to fucking do. Just go ahead and do it.
Well, Chris went ahead and pretty much did it all. So
Did,
I will say that this Monday we are not doing GWR. We're doing it on Tuesday because I had some prior commitments. So it's going to be on Tuesday at 6:30, just this week only. And then I ain't going to announce it yet, but we got some new shows coming. Going to start in the month of April. So I'll be announcing that pretty soon. But we got 3 or 4 new shows that are going to be on. One's going to be on Sundays every Sunday, and the other one's going to be changing on Wednesdays, but it'll be a different type show each Wednesday.
Awesome.
So we got some good stuff coming.
Man, you guys are moving and shaking just like we are over here, and it's great to see us combine forces and take down the evil podcasters out there. I don't know if you're evil, but we'll take you down still. I mean, that's what we do. We blaze trails. That's what happens over here. But fans, if you enjoyed this, guess what? We're going to do it again next Thursday at same time, same place. So be ready. Be looking out for AEW content. If you want something you want to talk about, send it to us. Our messengers, all that stuff is open. You can send it to us. We will put it together. Trust me. I'm the guy who fucking whips all these shows around and tells everybody, hey, this is what we're doing. This is how it's going. So, hit me up. I'll let you talk. And this is AEW Dynamite, the recap show. So come and join me, OG Tony, and Howse every Thursday at 6 p.m. after that, there's a fun show we do on Sunday. It's the house party. It's a fun time. It's where everybody who creates for In Your House comes together and we talk some great stuff. We are going to have Ed himself from the Squared Circle Expo. He's the promoter out there. He's going to be on the show promoting the Squared Circle Expo. And I believe that's on the 22nd. I think that's what Howse said. But be on the lookout. It is the Sunday before we go to the expo. Outside of that, there is the Tuesday Raw recap show with me and Kevin Calloway. He's the Chaos Goblin. He's also the professional who's done the things in the ring that we talk about, and he knows all the things. So come join us. We break down Raw, we talk about it, and we love to have fan interactions. We do have set things that we talk about, but a lot of times you, the household, change that up with all your questions. We absolutely love it. Last show we have, it's the ECW watch along. That's on a Wednesday. It's at 6 p.m. It's with me in house. And guess what? We're in the middle of ECW rivalries. We did an amazing one on Just Incredible and, well, the dear sweet Tommy Dreamer. He had the title, guys. He had the title. And then he got hit in the head with a kendo stick, and it was aggressive. And then he got low blowed by Francine, and there was a lot that happened. Go back and check it out. And next week, guess what we're going to be? I'm not going to fucking tell you. You dummies. I just hooked you. That's what happens. So you got to stay tuned. Tuesday is when we've been dropping the egg. So if you're out there and you want to catch out what we're doing on Wednesday, you got to tune in on Tuesday. And it's usually at the end of the fucking episode, because I know you tricky guys, and I got to get these algorithms. We got to be in people's algorithms. So fans, if you want to be a part of this, join us. We will be at the Squared Expo coming up. You guys have not seen what Howse has been working on, but I'm going to tell you, our table is going to be the most interactive table there. So Mick Foley, Kevin Nash, all you guys, Eddie Kingston. Yeah, I see you out there. We're going to be better than you out there. People are going to be asking us for autographs. So keep on your toes. And fans, stay with us, because all we do is work. And that's HOWSE. And the W stands for work. So for all of us here at IYH and all of them over there at Gonzo Sports Room, have a great day, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye.
Dynamite, dynamite.